used an expletive, and this one fella that was our sponsor went over to him and said, we have Jay's parents here, and they don't appreciate, and Jay doesn't appreciate the type of language you're using. And he calmed down. And so we won city championship. And some real nice fellas that I bowled with, super.
I remember, Uncle Jay, you liking athletics.
Yes.
And I learned tennis from Dad when I was like 12 or 13. And Dad, one of my memories of you playing sports was that, and I don't know how old I was, and I can't remember where it was, but maybe you played on the church basketball team?
No, on team, the high school.
No, this was, Dad, this was when I was alive. So I remember going to...
Are you talking about Tatchon Beach? Playing tennis in Tatchon Beach?
No, well, playing tennis in Tatchon Beach, but I remember watching you playing basketball.
In South Maine?
No. This was in Fort Worth.
Oh, in Fort Worth.
This was in Fort Worth, Dad, I'm sure, because I was very young. So I remember
It could have been the Riverside Baptist team because they had a big basketball.
I bet it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had really nice basketball courts.
But speaking of my father, he was such a gentle, kind man. We had the Seminole Indians, and we came from Seminole County, and a lot of Seminole Indians there would come to the house for Dad to do the banking for them. They would get royalty checks, they'd bring them to Dad and cash them and either deposit them or say, you deposit this much and I'd like to have so much back. Dad would do that for them. And everybody loved Gene. And he was a good Christian man. He was Episcopalian before he married Mother.
No, he was Presbyterian.
Yeah.
I thought it was Episcopalian.
All the Douthit traditionally have been Presbyterian.
Okay, I
He
stand
came
corrected.
back to Kanawha. There's no Presbyterian church. He joined the Methodist. And then after he married Mother, he became a Baptist.
He saw the light.
He saw the light.
when he married. Now Opal Fern Morris came from Crum, Texas. She and her mother and dad were farmers in Crum, Texas, and they moved to Rolfe, Oklahoma. I never knew my grandparents, any on either side. I never knew them. And so that's, and then Mother got a job as a phone operator there in Conway.
Hello, girl.
Because at one time, Conway had a population of about 65, 70,000 because of the oil boom.
65 or 70?
Yeah, had 4 movie houses, 4 banks, and it was booming. And that's how Mother came to Conway as a phone operator. She was staying at this hotel. One side was, I think, for women. And she met Dad in a movie theater.
Well,
there.
you know the whole story though, don't you?
Go ahead.
Mother went to the movie theater, and the guy behind her feet smelled so badly, she moved up with Dad, and I've heard the story that 2 weeks later they were married. But Dad was 36 and she was 18. But Mother said no, an 18-year-old had the right to walk down the aisle with 36, so she added 2 years to her life. And we didn't, I don't think Dad ever knew, but we didn't know until her funeral that she was 2 years younger than she said she was.
Yeah, she had 2 sisters, Aunt Thelma and Aunt Pearl.
Yeah.
And Dad, Aunt Thelma married this Indian. Perryman was his name. And to get ahead a little bit, they had a son called Otis